the people that he's out to catch, these aren't no run-of-the-mill bad apples. Like, these people belong in Arkham Asylum with like the Joker and the Penguin and the Riddler and stuff like that. These just ain't no run-of-the-mill bad guys. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and I'm talking about the latest series on Amazon Prime Video, talking about Alex Cross. I've been a fan of the Alex Cross series ever since somebody put me on to the James Patterson books. Yeah, I fell in love with this a few months ago when I saw the trailer. I'm not familiar with the creator of the actual series, but it's created by Ben Watkins. I think that's his name. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but I want to say it's Ben Watkins. But the big draw to me to watch this was Aldous Hodge. I feel like he's a phenomenal actor, and it's just my opinion. I do feel like he sometimes gets underrated or not mentioned when it comes to some of today's top African American black actors. Of course, I'm not talking about like the Hall of Fame of today, like your Denzels and Lawrence Fishburnes and Sam Jacksons. I'm talking about, I feel like if you talk about like your Jeffrey Wrights, your Sterling K. Browns, stuff like that, I feel like Aldous Hodge's name that doesn't get brought up enough for me, and that's just my opinion. I may be wrong. Nevertheless, I feel like he's a talented actor, and I just feel like I would love to hear his name mentioned a lot more. If you're not familiar with Aldous Hodge, he played in the Black Adam movie, where he was, somewhat of a foe at first and then an ally of The Rock's character, Black Adam. One of my favorite series that got canceled, but I really enjoyed him in, was A City on a Hill, where he co-starred with Kevin Bacon. Nevertheless, I was excited to hear about this. And I feel like every person in this series, did not come to play around. I feel like everyone knew what the assignment was, and I felt like the casting was spot on from Alex Cross to his homeboy John Sampson, who's played by Isaiah Mustafa. That chemistry was amazing to watch. The love interest after his wife dies is simply beautiful. The kids were great and adorable. Everybody came just about serious business. For those who are not familiar with what Alex Cross is about, Alex Cross, once again played by Aldous Hodge. He plays an African American detective who has a PhD in forensic psychology, and he uses his psychology skills in order to get into the minds of some of the most demented killers, and uses his psychology to try to catch them and figure out what they're doing. Also, he gets into the minds of, or like the psyche of victims and so forth. But nevertheless, he uses his out of this world psychology skills for good, to catch the bad guys and to save, people from being victims, or at least to get murderers off the streets. And I will say this, pretty much just think of like a black 2024 version of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes was known to use a lot of, smarts and intelligence and psychology to catch his victim, villains or criminals. Alex Cross is the same way. So think of like, in my opinion, a cooler current version of Sherlock Holmes. But the thing is, like, the people that he's out to catch, these aren't no run-of-the-mill bad apples. Like, these people belong in Arkham Asylum with like the Joker and the Penguin and the Riddler and stuff like that. These just ain't no run-of-the-mill bad guys that he's after. Quick example, and I felt like both of these guys, once again, they like just like everybody else, both of the villains, antagonists or whatnot, they played the hell out of their role. First we have Bobby Trey, and just to give you a small sample size of what makes him crazy, Bobby Trey definitely in shape, can fight, vicious, all that type of stuff. Dangerous guy, especially if he's armed. But what stood out to me in terms of the type of craziness this guy's about, on his free time, this guy likes to, sniff that white powder and like rage dance, in like Speedo thongs. That's his idea of fun. So this is one of the guys that, Alex Cross has to deal with. And the bigger antagonist in this series was Ed Ramsey. Ed Ramsey gets a nickname called Fanboy because he likes to, capture victims and turn these victims into some of his favorite serial killers before he eventually kills off the victims. So these are the people that Alex Cross has to catch. So it's like, yeah, these people are out there and like, once again, Arkham Asylum would be more fitting for these people. This is a spoiler-free review. I would just like to say I'm really excited for this. I hope the season 2 is not only renewed, but I hope it comes back a lot sooner than later. I know I don't know what it is. It seems like ever since the P word happened, the shutdown and whatnot, I really felt like a lot of my favorite shows would take like at least 2 years, maybe longer, to come out with a following season. For example, Peacemaker, The Last of Us, stuff like that. Like you wait around in 2 years. P-Valley, which still I have no idea what's going on with season 3 of that. But you get my point. I hope that since things are kind of back to normal again, I really will hope that we will get a season 2, maybe around the same time in 2005 instead of 2026, because I really enjoyed this show. I thought it was phenomenal acting. Some of the things that stood out to me was one, just the chemistry and the brotherhood between Alex Cross and John Sampson. John Sampson is Alex's right-hand man. They're best friends and whatnot. And what I enjoyed about it is that's the type of friendship you want if you're somebody like Alex Cross. Alex Cross, one of the reoccurring themes throughout this particular season is, and they showed this in the previews or the trailers, but one of the reoccurring struggles of Alex Cross is trying to, deal with the loss of his wife. So he's widowed, and he's trying to juggle this, this struggle he has of dealing with the loss of his wife while catching these crazy ass criminals that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, once again, sorry for the interruption. But yeah, like I said, you need friends like that because you didn't know how to deal with loss like that, and you need some friends to put you in your place or to try to pick you up and let you know, look, you need to get help, this and the third. You need true friends who are going to hold you accountable or try to challenge you. And I felt like that was one of the bigger reoccurring themes with the friendship between Alex Cross and John Sampson. If you've seen this already, please let me know what your thoughts are. I thought this was an amazing. Love it or hate it, that's my review. Peace.